Welcome to Disorderly Game Reviews at Transcendent Studios. Today we're reviewing the game Infinite MiniGolf, and we're reviewing this game from a standpoint of individuals who might be dealing with social anxiety disorders like PTSD, Agoraphobia, and other disorders like that. This isn't a review of Infinite MiniGolf, it's a review of the game as it relates to people who could be dealing with disorders that affect their ability to interact with the world around them, and if it's a good game for them. So welcome. If you're joining us on YouTube, please feel free to like and subscribe if this blesses you, and of course, add your comments below in ways that you agree or disagree with this assessment of Infinite MiniGolf and Disorderly Reviews. Off we go. There's a few ways that I like to assess video games from a disorderly standpoint, and we'll look at the many different aspects of disorderly reviews and work through this game and look at if it's worth buying if you deal with some of these things like PTSD or Generalized Anxiety Disorder. So, the first aspect of our games I like to call calm, which is kind of the overall feeling of the game. And part of calm also is what I call bite-sized. So let's get into that. As part of calm, I like to see if there's things like jump scares or things that take away from just a sense of enjoyment in the game. And so I rated this game a 6 out of 10 for calm. There aren't many jump scares. There aren't things like that that tend to be very mature kind of questions or emotions or situations. But there are parts of this game that can be a little aggravating as you tend to play. You can miss things by millimeters, and it can get pretty annoying to replay the games and the levels knowing that you could have done better, but ended up not, just because of a little error. And but in general, it's a great game for that. It's very enjoyable. It can get a little frustrating at times, but you can always restart a level and just jump in again wherever you want. Now, the bite size rating of this game, I rate pretty highly. As you can see, I rated bite size an 8 out of 10, and the reason I did that is because, as you can see here, you can just play one level at a time and quit. And the beauty is you get all the rewards of playing that level. All your add-ons or your leveling up, as you can see here in the upper left, I'm level 6. So the beauty is this game is almost amazingly bite-sized, unless, of course, you're playing in a tournament. The one disadvantage of the bite-sizedness, which is why I dropped down 2 from a straight 10, is tournament play. If you ever stop or redo a hole in the middle of a tournament, you lose all your progression, all your points, and all your abilities to level up. So that's why our bite-sized dropped down to an 8. The music is a little upbeat, fast, and some of the sounds are pretty intense, but that's where the calm got down to 6 out of 10. So a bit in the challenge world and in the noise and actions world. So now, composure. I rate this as a mix of how fast images move, how vertigo-esque in causing this game can be, and I rated it 6 out of 10, and the controls an 8 out of 10, and I'll show you why in a moment here. So the beauty is The game is gorgeous. It has a lot of really great rendering. It fits into the genre that it is, which is cartoonish and comedic. There's certain parts of the game that I think lack a bit in composure. Like when you look around a hole, you have the option by hitting X here to look around the hole. And oftentimes, you aren't able to see what you really want to see on the more complex holes. This hole, of course, is very straightforward. But on multiple level holes, it can get kind of vertigo-esque, and you really can't see what you want to see, which is unfortunate. And that's why I gave the composure of the game a 6. Some very nice aspects of the game are the hitboxes on the game are incredibly accurate. If you tap a person's foot or a hazard in the midst of the level, it's super accurate, which is great. There's not like this question of, will I miss it? Will I hit it? The second you hit it, and it's not a question. It's very, very tight hitboxes, which is terrific. And the controls I rated at an 8 of 10 because if you set them to sensitive controls, you can easily take your time to line up the shot and put in just the right amount of power to get it hopefully right where you want it to be, which is great. The standard controls that it comes with are a bit more of a classic golf swing and release controls, and those can be a little bit difficult to really enjoy because with analog sticks they can get kind of overly responsive, and you can find yourself making strokes you don't want to make or not putting enough power into it. But with the simplistic controls, or the easy controls, I think as they call it, it gets an easy 8 out of 10 for control. The next section, since we're here, a great one to talk about is community interaction. So often individuals who are dealing with PTSD and other stuff have some difficulty connecting with those around them. And this isn't necessarily the perfect game for that, because there isn't a lot of talk or interaction between you and other people. However, you can create levels, and hundreds and hundreds and thousands of levels of this game are made by a community. And you can rate these levels and be a part of that community. And so, in a sense, you can kind of feel like you're contributing and interacting with the community, as well as you can see here competing for high scores within that community. And you will be known across the world for certain high scores. So I rated it an 8 out of 10. It's not what I would call a perfect community game. There's not a whole lot of real connection and communication between the members. But you can feel like you're part of that community and actually contribute to it by making good game or good rounds, good holes, and having people rate you and go from there. So an 8 out of 10 in community, which is okay. All right, moving on to personality. I rated this game a 9 out of 10 for personality. Like so many games oriented around more youthful concepts, you can adjust thousands of attributes of your avatar, from hair to golf clubs to shirts to belts to shoes. It has a lot of personality where you can express yourself with it, almost as much as like a Nintendo Mii, you know, but not quite as much, not so personal. But you can pick everything from golf balls to golf clubs, so I rate it quite highly. You can get an individual who you feel represents your style and your feel, and has a lot of the attributes you like, and that I've found in a lot of games is essential to one of the bigger problems with social disorders is expressing yourself well and in a way that is safe and not judged so often. And this is a great way to do that. I rate this again a 9 out of 10 for personality. Now, the beauty of this game, I also rated a 9 out of 10, and I did that because I consider this game to be very in line with what it's trying to do. It's got a great flavor, and they have a whole lot of varied genres, so to speak, from Santa to Halloween. And all of them look great, especially even on the Switch, which surprises me. This game actually looks better on the Switch than it does on my computer, and I don't know why that is. But the environments are fun. They stick with a genre. They have a flavor that is fun and light and enjoyable. And I think it gets what it's going for, and it's a lot of fun. It looks good, and I give Beauty a 9 out of 10. Now, audio. I give that an 8 out of 10. The audio also does exactly what it wants to do. It's very celebratory. It's fun. It's enjoyable. I do consider a lot of sound effects a little harsh, a little explosive, a little over the top a bit, like the victory chants at the end of each hole. I don't know that I consider them necessary or very beneficial to people who might be dealing with certain levels of stress. And I don't know of a way to turn those off, so I downgraded it a bit to an 8 out of 10 for audio. Now, value. Value depends a lot on when you pick up this game, but I gave it a 17 out of 20. Value for me is the most important, which is why it's a 1 out of 20. I think if you can catch this game on sale, which is usually under the $5 mark, it's an exceptional value. I think at its initial full price, up in the $15 mark, it's a questionable value. It'd be more like probably a 10 or 12 out of 15 or out of 20. But at its sale price, it's a terrific game. But going into that value also is the ability for people with anxiety or other disorders to enjoy it, which is why it's not a perfect 20 at that under $5 value, because there are attributes of this game that are a little stressful and may not be exactly what you're looking for with a limited amount of funds to spend. But in general, I give it a 17 out of 20 and would recommend it for people with disorders, especially at that price. So, to assess all of these, again, we rated a calm of about 6 out of 10. There's some a bit of difficulty sometimes in levels that can get annoying. Bite-sized is really, really good because you can play this game for 3 to 5 minutes and set it down. So if you just need a small break in your hectic day, it's a great one. Composure's okay. There's a lot of movement and sometimes difficulty seeing things correctly, but the control kind of makes up for that and makes you feel like this game really flows well from your hands, which is a great kind of combat to that disorder and vertigo that could be caused with some of the larger levels. Community's pretty high again, where you can play rounds from people around the world and enjoy making your own. And the personality factor is huge. You can customize your avatar in hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of ways. And as you progress, those ways open up to even more. Again, beauty, 9 out of 10. It achieves what it's going for. A great comedic, almost cartoon look, a lot of fun, a lot of smooth action, and the same with audio. Fun, childish, enjoyable noises, but those can be a little rough and jarring sometimes, depending upon your level of ability to handle loud or harsh noises. And a value again, 17 out of 20, great, especially if you can catch it under its $5 sale marks, which happen every so often. And I give it a 79 out of 100, which is a perfect buy for those who might be considering a fun, bite-sized, enjoyable game that doesn't aggravate levels of stress and still allows you to personalize and enjoy the game. So for everybody who enjoyed this, please comment below. We'd love to hear your feedback, and we hope that this helps you make a good choice with your money, with your emotions, with your time, with your energy, and finding games that help you become who you want to be and enjoy your life in the process. So again, this is Transcendent Studios with the disorderly reviews of Infinite MiniGolf. Please again hit like and subscribe. It's free to you and means a ton to us. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.